go. We back. Welcome back for another Wednesday night edition of the Family Bloodline Podcast. Caught me a little bit off guard, but I picked it back up. I think I'm all right. So Deuce will be joining us a little bit later until he gets here. Let's how have you been?
I've been good.
Yeah, that's the way to be. Just sticking it out, right?
That's it.
Yeah. So I am going to. So I was it last week or the week before last? You were asking me about shirts. I can't remember.
And I saw it, I think, on your Instagram or TikTok.
Yeah, I put it on both. So I made the commercial for shirts, and I am accepting orders. Been taking orders, and so I'll be getting.
What's the shirt price again?
Give me. Oh, so anything extra large and under is $30. If you want the logo on the back, it'll be $35. 2XL starts at $35, and the logo on the back is $40.
Okay, wait a minute.
Yep.
Because you say extra large, sometimes those extra large are not as large as you think. So if you go 2X, then you know you should be covered.
Yeah.
And those will be 40 with the logo on the back. What about the logo on the front like yours?
Yeah, so this automatically. So the logo on the front like this is an automatic thing, right?
Okay.
So you'll get the logo on the front, and if you look at one of the pictures, actually, let me go pull it up. I can show it. I can share it. Give me 1 second. I'll get there, and I will share the screen with the actual prices than the post that I put up.
Okay.
Okay, 1 second. Let me navigate to it. Where is it at? I did it yesterday, but I don't. Sometimes those comments,
Take your time.
these things act they act foolish. But give me a second. I can share the screen that way. We'll be able to see it. I think it's this. Yep, that one. All right. So the prices for the t-shirts, extra large and smaller, like I said, are 30 with the logo on the back is 35.
Who's those two kids? Who's those two kids?
All of my babies. Yes, those are daddy's babies. Those are daddy's babies. I'm gonna pause the video in a second. This one right here. So the logo on the back will go about an inch below the nape or the neck seam, roughly. So you'll have the logo on the front, and you'll have a logo on the back. For the hoodies, the 2XL. Let me make sure I'm right. Okay, hoodies, extra large and smaller are 50. 2XL and above are 60. Right, and so with the hoodies, the difference is the hoodies, and I've had my hoodie on multiple different occasions. Right. I can put a picture up, but on the hoodies, you have a logo on the front left breast pocket area, and then you have a logo on the actual left arm sleeve.
All
so,
right.
Yeah, you'll have two logos on that automatically.
So here's what I want to do.
Yeah.
Show a sign of good faith. I will buy the 2XL and the 2XL hoodie. So I'll buy the shirt and hoodie. So is that 100?
Give me 1 second. Let me go back to the prices. 2XL t-shirt.
Yes.
And do you want, so you wanting the logo on the front and the back, right?
Correct.
All right. So 2XL logo on the front and the back is 40. And you said a hoodie?
Right. And what color would this be in?
Any color you want. Any color you want. So if you want black, gray, white, burgundy, which I don't really recommend the burgundy because it's hard to see the detail of on the chalice. Purple, yellow, whatever.
What about orange? Orange is no good.
You can do orange also. Yeah, you can absolutely.
Is orange okay?
Yeah, you can do orange.
All right,
So
I'm gonna do orange on both colors.
okay, and so like the post has for that, what you want to do is, and I had a static post with all of the pictures on it. There it is.
So okay, so should I go? Because I'm gonna do this now. I don't want to put this off. So can I
Yeah.
take my phone? Because you know I'm a little slow. I'm gonna take my phone and go
Yep.
over my photo. Right? Hold on,
Uh
my
huh.
camera. My camera.
Get that scan the
Cash
cash.
App. Oh,
Yep.
I gotta do. Okay, do it through Cash App. Okay.
Yeah. You can push the funds through Cash App, and I will receive your orders. And make sure you send an email. Send an email to the FBL podcast at gmail.com and let me know exactly what you want for your order. I'll get your order, I'll confirm it, and then I will get everything lined out and boxed up and shipped out to you within the week after confirmation.
Okay. Oh, you said I have to send you an email. Can I put the email in the Cash App?
Uh,
Does that make it simpler?
I'd rather you send a separate email.
Oh
Uh,
Lord.
that way I can get your
What's the
order.
email address again?
It's on the scroll bar. It is
Oh,
fblpodcast at gmail.com. Yep,
yeah.
fblpodcast at gmail.com.
Okay, I got you.
Yes.
You can keep going.
And so in the when you send the email, make sure you send me your address and your sizes and the color, so on and so forth.
I got
That
you.
way, yep, that way I know exactly what you're looking for, what you want, and we can push forward from there. And I'll get those out to you. I will
Okay, that sounds good.
definitely get those out.
And that'll take
All
about a
right.
week for it to come in
So
because
yeah, quick
I'm
commercial
trying
break.
to do it tonight so that I'll have the shirt on next week. So then I'll do my part, and then Dukes and whoever wants to do us. That way, you know, like I say, if you're trying to support somebody, you don't have to spend some money with them.
Yeah, absolutely. So I'll get those to you. Priority shipping, boxed up, printed, boxed up, shipped out, and to your house as soon as possible. So I absolutely appreciate that. Rips, what's happening? So yeah. You asked, and there you go. You received. That was the ask from a week or two ago, and I've been thinking about it, trying to figure out how to get it done, and I thought and thought and thought, and I was like, "Yep, let me go sit down and just start doing it, and it'll come to me." And lo and behold, the how came to me. Made a commercial for it and everything else. So pretty simple directions and steps in order to get that out to you. All right. So before we go too far, I want to that was a quick commercial break. Bloodliners, get your merch. Go check the Facebook page. Go check the Instagram page, and we have all the information you need in order to get your shirts, your t-shirts, your hoodies, and we're going to end up with zip up jackets. We'll end up with. I'm thinking about doing shorts for ladies. Shorts for ladies. With the logo on the back. That was something that was discussed with me the other night. So I am not going to take that off the table. I'll get that all figured out and lined up and lined out so we can have that happen.
You know,
All right.
I want you to put that thing up one more time.
Yeah.
One quick
Yeah.
time.
Let me get back to it. That's not a problem. You want the scan?
Yeah, the scan. Because I'm gonna
Okay.
do it right now because my mind's a little.
I got you. You got a lot going on. Got
No,
a
I
lot
don't
going on.
know. Because we've been asking you this for a while, and then when you do it, and then some people will say, "Well, give me a couple months." No, no,
Right.
we're just
Right.
gonna do it and get it over with, and then cut all that silliness out.
Yep. And so while you're doing
Orange,
that,
and you said the orange will be okay with that background.
so you can do the orange. I'll make sure that it's a different orange than the headphones so they don't
Okay.
get lost. Yeah.
Yeah, and if you see it on there, it doesn't look perfectly right, then I would go with the black. But I'd rather have the orange.
Okay. I got you.
You know. The blue, the blue would look good too.
The blue looks great. I'll let me scroll
Oh,
through the pictures so you can see.
okay.
I think I did them individually. If not, that's all right. So Gabby, my oldest, she's rocking the blue. I like the blue,
Okay.
uh, but I also like the purple. Wanda wears
No,
purple.
no, no, no. I won't wear purple.
Yeah,
No.
I know.
Okay.
I know. And
Yeah.
I also like my son has on. He has on a yellow one. I like my yellow
Mhm.
shirt also. But I like the blue. I like it in blue. If you want it in royal blue or a different color blue, just let me know. Shoot it to me,
Okay.
and I'll make sure we get the color that you want.
Well, you got see the orange I'm looking at is the orange that you have our names oranged in.
Okay.
See,
All right.
so I'm like, yeah, I like to be in orange because I'm orange and blue.
Yeah.
Um, and I, it is still, it'll still work.
And so what I'll do is when I go out to source the actual hoodie, I'll send you a picture to make sure that that's the one you want. If
Okay.
it's not the orange you want,
Okay.
I'll find the orange that you want to have. Just
Yeah,
remember,
the orange that you have right here on our names.
yeah,
That
yeah.
orange.
So
That
that's close to the actual headphones, and I don't want you to end up losing the headphones from in the logo.
I know. I'm
Yeah,
looking at it. I'm looking at yours.
yeah.
That's not, so the gray it hits perfectly, but you got the gray. You the leader. So I got to do something.
you
So
can you can do the gray. You can do whatever you want.
no.
You can
But
buy
no, if
what
I wear a different color and you wear a different color and then Deuce wear a different color, now people say, "Oh, I like that color better than that color."
gotcha. Gotcha.
So that's how I look at it. All right, where's that app?
All right, I'll pull it back up for you. There it is, right there.
Where's it
Uh,
at?
yep, Cash App. That's the
Um,
Cash App
no, I
code.
don't see it.
You don't
I
see the
see my
cash.
I see my face. I don't see the cash app.
Oh, my bad. I thought I was sharing again, and I'm not. Shame on me.
As soon as you
There,
share, I'm gonna click it, then I'm
there
paying.
it is. There he is.
All right, so here we try it again. Cash app. All right, so here we go. And then I'll put for the note podcast, the podcast.
Yep. You can just let me know your email. Put your email address in there so I know exactly which email to look for. That way
Okay.
I can confirm. I'll receive it, confirm it, and I'll once I go source the hoodie for you, I will send you the color. If it's not the color that you want, the color orange you want, I'll find the color you want, and I'll
Okay.
get it printed up, so on and so forth, with the T-shirt, and we'll get them shipped out. So, are you going to want a regular blue or a navy blue?
I want to go with the orange, and if I can't go with the orange, then I'll go with that probably that navy blue.
Okay, so you want an orange T-shirt and hoodie?
Oh yeah, I'm sending you $100.
Gotcha. Too easy.
Yeah, use okay, and then I got to put my email.
Yeah.
Rich. Richard,
That's just like that, folks. That's how it's done. We're gonna get it pushed out. So by the next podcast we have, we'll get a priority shipped out. You'll be able to rock it.
and then I gotta pay. All right, come on, I gotta pay. Use debit card.
Leave that up there for the people for a little bit.
I'm trying to get my. I'm trying to get my email. Hold on.
Oh yeah, you got it. You got it.
Now I'm gonna try to stick my email in here if I can. If not, I have to send it. 'Cause I'm running out of space, out of characters. All right, so it's 7437 at Yahoo. I left off the O, but you'll know that. Okay,
Yeah.
so I got two extra large shirt and hoodie. Oh, and the color, of course, is orange. So I couldn't
Yep.
see. All right, let me see. So you sent, okay, it's sent.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
Gotcha. I'll get on tonight. I'll get in the email and I will confirm everything. And as soon as I get a tracking number for shipment, I will send you the tracking number as well. That way, you know exactly when it's coming to you. Appreciate it. Thank you for that.
Appreciate you.
Absolutely. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. All right. So let me go and read
For the
the.
last time, right? Is this the last time? Oh, wait. Yeah. No.
No,
Wait,
I
when
got
is
one more time. I got one more time to have to read the disclaimer.
next Wednesday is the 20.
The 27th.
Nothing.
Yeah,
That's right.
27th.
Okay.
Yeah,
uh,
which is cool. It's so I got 9 days left. I got 9 days left in the army, and I'm gonna start a little bit of a vlog, counting my days down, so the people can see what it looks like to go from Storm First Class Glass to Mr. Glass. It's gonna be a hell of a ride. Hell of a ride. So I'll be vlogging every day for the next 9 days at the very least to show the transition. And I'll also be talking about veterans benefits and have the information up with the booklets. I'll just do like a minute or two of stuff that I went through in my out processing and share with the programs that vets get to help just for everybody else that's doing the transition to try and help them get to their point also. So yeah, that's what it is. Retirement, transitioning out, transitioning out.
um,
So the disclaimer, the views expressed are those held by the author and do not represent any other organization, company, corporation, or entity. Now, with that being said, tonight is a hell of a story, a hell of a topic, I think. Um, we've got the Texas Democrats who left the state because of the stronghold of gerrymandering that the Texas State Republicans were pushing. They were gone a day less than 2 weeks, so 13 days. The Democratic representatives actually left and went to various different places. Since then, after the expiration of 13 days, they have since come back and they've rejoined the Texas House. And there's been a bunch of shit that has ensued since
today.
then. Yeah, absolutely. It's been a lot. I started watching things this morning play out while I was working out, and I it was almost hard to keep up, and I didn't even get the chance to look up as much information about it as I wanted because there were things that continued to happen. That they ended up going live. The Texas House, they started going live and doing things as well, but
Oh, they did it live on podcast or live stream.
live stream, yeah,
That's
yeah,
great. That's great.
I agree.
Yeah.
I agree. So what is your take on it so far?
Now, I was going to be quiet tonight. Of course, Deuce doesn't show up on time. All these young people.
Thanks, Deuce. That's for future playback.
You know, hmm, I'm neutral.
You're
I'll tell you
neutral.
why. Yeah, I'll tell you why.
Uh-huh.
For everyone who's watching, you don't do redistricting until a year after the year they took the census. And every state will have either its own independent commission or however they decide about how they're going to draw up the maps.
Right.
So the census is every 10 years. President Trump says, hey, I want to redo Texas because I want to gain at least 5 seats in the House. First thing is, how do I feel about it? Democrats in Texas, if you're really going to fight, why'd you only leave for 13 days if you were coming back? Stay gone. Don't give them a quorum. Because those subpoenas wouldn't work for outside the state. And if they got any state to enforce that subpoena, you would hear about it first so you could know to leave that state or know to go into deeper hiding. So if you're going to leave, that's like going on strike and saying, I'm going on strike for 2 days. No, I'm going on strike until I get what I want.
Okay.
So,
And Real quick, now that you say that, I'm glad you said that, especially as a union president, that uh, would have to maybe possibly deal with a strike, right? If you were placed in the shoes of these Texas Democrats, are you digging in to the bitter end, regardless of come hell or high water, or are you looking for a point to be able to get back into the House to get the business taken care of? Is it worth trying to fight it out in the courts, or is it worth fighting it out on the ground?
Well, my personal, oh gosh, I don't want to show my hand, but I guess I can just tell the truth called integrity. If you're gonna fight, you dig in. Okay. There's no going back.
Mm,
When President Trump digs in, well, wait a minute. When President Trump digs in regarding American situations, he digs in. His tariffs, he's waffled. If the Democrats want to show how strong they are, and they want to show they're the class of the working people, when you say we're not giving you this and we're going to fight you every which way but loose, then that's what you do. You fight to hell or high water, because that's what Senator, oh boy,
yeah.
uh, Senator, oh my God, I can't be, I'm forgetting his name. The former senator, leader of the Senate, U.S. Senate, McConnell. He says, I'm
Oh,
not giving President Obama not one thing.
yes, yes.
And that's what he did. He said, my goal is to make him a one-term president. And he did everything legally that he possibly could. So if Democrats, if you're going to say, hey, what you're doing is wrong, President Trump, well, then don't give them a quorum. And if you're worried about them trying to remove your position that you got voted in by your constituents, let them remove you. Dig in. Dig in. But you left for 13 days. You couldn't come back in 7 days. The number of perfection. Listen how I say this. And I don't know all the different meanings of all the different numbers, but this number 7 is the number of perfection because that's when God rested, if you believe in God. But you picked the number 13 to come back. Okay. Then they say, if you want to leave, we're going to make you go with this security like you're some type of child. And then you leave that, and you leave the one lady, Collier, there, because she says, you're not going to treat me like a child. I'll just stay here and sleep. So you leave her, and then a couple of you go back and stay with her overnight. Either all of you leave or all of you stay. Now that's true unity, Democrats. I shouldn't have to tell you that. That's what you have. You have unity. They left her there to stay by herself, and then a few people came back in. A few of the representatives from the House came back in. They stayed with her overnight, and she's a woman doing this.
Well, I think it was one that came back last night, and then I saw it could have been.
So Collier, it says here, let me make sure I get her name right. Democrat Nicole Collier refused to sign a pass and permit a police escort for leaving the House floor, and has been trapped in the chamber. So somebody, I think the head of the Democrats of the House came back and stayed with her overnight, and I think another person came back too. My point is this: you should have never said that I'm going to leave and then I'm going to come back. If you're going to fight this, then you fight to the very end, because that's what the Republicans would do to you. And that's why Steve Bannon went on PBS a few months ago and said, you guys are weak. You'll always cave in. You'll always give in. And we're going to keep picking you in your chest. Now, see, he knows his value. But this, I'm sorry, what's wrong?
No, I'm agreeing with you because
he was clowning on PBS.
He was. He was. I agree. And unfortunately, and this is going to be a rare moment of agreement, but he was right. He was right, because I'm trying to figure out when and why Democrats have this idea that they have to show some form of moral platitude. It's a foolish effort, and the Republicans know that they are going to beat their ass because of that foolishness every single time. Every single time.
If it's see, this reminds me of the Democrats in the state of California. They're the same type of weakness. But
Okay.
yet they ganged up on me and ran me out and tried to call me all kinds of words. See, but when it comes to fighting those Republicans, and not Republicans in California, because they're not the strongest.
Right.
But I'm talking about fighting those Republicans down south and out east and up north. When they say they're coming for you, they're coming for you. Not in a physical manner, but I'm saying they're going to fight you. They're never going to relent that they lost the election in 2020, whether they did or not. They don't care. This is who they are. If you want to call it the new Confederacy, whatever you want to call it, I have to respect that. Because those who sing rap tunes and do all that stuff, they say we are ghetto fabulous and we don't care what you say, we're going to keep living this life. So when you find someone who's willing to die, whether they're in the military or for whatever cause that they're in, they're willing to die, they're willing to sacrifice for what they believe. You don't have to like it, but you have to respect it. Whether you respect Israel for them being somewhat of a bully, whether you respect Hamas and the other little terrorist groups who said that they'll do anything they can to get every Jew out of Israel, regardless, when someone's willing to put up a fight to the very end, you have to respect that. And these Democrats in Texas, if you say you can't stand Trump and you're going to fight him, you're going to meet him in the dirt, in the middle of the dirt road or wherever you want to meet him or where he wants to meet you, then do that.
Yeah.
Don't talk tough. But see, you can't talk tough and then say that a boy can be a girl and a girl can be a boy. See, all your tough talk don't mean anything.
But
I'm sorry.
I think those are two different things.
No, they're equal.
Well,
that's why the Republicans don't respect the Democrats.
Oh, okay. I think I see what you're saying.
Because they're saying you're going to allow same-sex marriage. The Republicans don't respect that.
Sure.
And then you're going to say that transgender athletes, transgender girls can play in girl sports. They ain't with you on that. I'm not with you on that either. And so they know that the Democrats can do all that tough talk. And to be honest, the only section with hold on, let me say this perfectly correct. There are two sections of the Democratic Party that will fight you to truth and nail, or truth to the very end. Now that's black folks. You set us off, we'll dig in on you. Because that's all we know, because we can't go back to Africa. And then when it comes to Latinos and their brothers and sisters coming across the country illegally, they showed you in LA, they don't give a damn. Arrest us all. Those two groups.
Okay.
But those two groups don't control the Democratic Party.
Right. Deuce.
I'm sorry, go ahead.
No, you good. I'm welcoming Deuce on and tell him he didn't miss the t-shirt and hoodie prices and all of that, all the good stuff, all of it.
Man,
You
I'm
with us,
bad,
or
man. Traffic is crazy, and trying to navigate my way back to the house. I needed that GPS, so I decided to pull over, man. I'm in the. It's funny we talking about standing your ground and stuff like that. I pulled over in the parking lot because it was empty. Guess what parking lot it is?
cops?
It's
Got
Target.
your uniform? Got your uniform?
Target.
You got your
No,
uniform?
I don't drive in my uniform. Yeah. Nah. I don't drive in my uniform. I don't go in my uniform. My empty parking lot, pulled over. I was like, it's Target. That makes sense.
You want to beat a ticket. You want to say, hey, this is who I am. Have that uniform. You won't get drug out your car too quick.
Nah.
Your brother did a couple years ago.
Man.
Yeah, they don't care no more. It's
care?
It's fair game. So, Deuce, where are you at with this? The question that we're asking is Democrats, the Texas House Democrats returning to Texas, essentially. Is it something that they should have done? They were only gone for 13 days. What point did they prove, and should they have gone back?
You know, it reminds me of Cory Booker when he broke the record for having the most words at one time, fighting, trying to. I don't know what he was doing. He was trying to get on the record books for having the most words, longest speech on the representative floor. That was it. There was no point to it. It was useless. It was pointless. It was not talked about it when he did it. What are those? A moral victory is not even that. It's
Just
the
to fill it
same
up.
thing, man.
Yeah.
but they did nothing. The bill still went through, right?
Mhm.
The Texas
in the
folks
House,
leaving,
in
the
the Texas
Democrats
House.
leaving, man. Yeah, I was happy for them initially, but in my soul, I knew they were gonna cave, man, because all they've been doing since Trump's been in office is taking L's. All
Mm.
you, the Democrats are like Vegeta in Dragon Ball Z.
Hey,
They
hey,
take
hey, hey,
nothing but L's.
hey, calm down. You don't do that to
Am I
Vegeta. Come on.
lying? Am I lying? When did he win? When did he win?
No, I can't deny that. I can't
Deuce,
deny.
Deuce, what you say is accurate. When President Trump, candidate Trump, was taking all those losses in those court trials, he didn't stop. When they told him he lost in 2020, he said, "I ain't lose anything." So you make a
He
great point.
kept pushing.
He didn't. He did
Yeah.
not concede. And here's the funny thing. This is how I say this. He didn't concede anything, and the word concede in his mind is similar
Nah.
to the South with the word concede. They go on the same platform. Always have been.
Yeah.
Just saying.
And
You're
so,
right, man.
go
But
ahead. Go ahead.
here's the thing. Oh, go ahead. Go ahead. I'm
No,
about
no,
to
no, go
say
ahead.
it's the deal. There was a lot at stake. There's a lot at stake with this redrawing of the map, man. They're taking. It's not even redrawing the map. They're just gonna paint the whole state red. So there's a lot at stake, and it's worth it to do whatever you have to do to try to beat this thing, man. And the best plan, I can't believe they're sitting in the room. The best plan they have, let's leave the state. All right, cool. They can't vote on it. Stay your ass is gone. I know he had the whole, he issued the warrant. It was only for, it wasn't even a real legitimate warrant, man. It
Just
wasn't
for in-state, just for
legitimate.
the in-state,
And they came back.
inside the state. Yeah.
Exactly. And my thing is, there's only one that I've seen that really has the intestinal fortitude to stand up against Abbott, man. That's the one who we text about it. Glass, I forget her name. Um,
Collier.
she's the one that never left.
Yeah.
Correct.
Yeah, she's the
Correct.
only one, man. I don't see my girl Crockett. Where's Jasmine
No,
at?
she's federal. She's
I don't
federal.
no update on her whereabouts.
No, she's federal.
Thank you. You're right. Never mind.
So this was the
You're
House.
right.
But hold
You're right.
on.
Never mind.
Earlier, she got left by the rest of the Democrats. One came back, one or two came back and spent the night with her overnight because they were concerned because she was a woman. And they should have. But the question
Yeah.
is, if one Democrat leaves, you all leave. If one Democrat stays, you all stay. That means you're unified. And you guys couldn't even get that right. And I'm not even a Democrat anymore. But if you want to call
Yeah.
if you call yourself belonging to the party, then you go down with the party. Now,
You're right, Rich.
you can be in the gang.
They're going
You can
down
be with the
because
Masons. You can be with the sororities, the fraternities. But if that's the group that you said that you rocking and rolling with, that's the oath that you took.
you know
Do
my
your
thing
job.
is you're right. They're going down, man. Because if this map is redrawn, they're not going to have a job. So if they came back to try to save their hides, what's the point? You're going to lose your seat in the next election.
And
Well,
so there was a representative who, and I was listening to her this morning talking, and what she said was, well, the call was made for us to come back, and so we all came back.
okay.
She left out the name of the
Why?
person that made the call to come back, and they came back
Did she say
essentially.
why?
No, but she alluded to it, and I called bullshit. And it's funny, and when I was working out, listening to it, in my head, I'm calling bullshit, and the person that the talk show host, he called bullshit also, and his thing was, you all were winning when you were gone. What the hell are you doing back here? Don't you know how this looks? Don't you know that your voters, your constituents are tired of y'all getting y'all asses drugged through the mud all across America? Don't you realize that people are fed up with you at this point? Because now, listen, this is what I think the Democrats have done in Texas. They've lost all faith from their constituents because their constituents can't trust that they're going to actually fight for them when it's time for them to fight. they'll talk a good game, and these motherfuckers are kumbaya all day, and they'll have a quick televised political sermon, but when it actually comes to putting in work, oh, it's going to be short lived, and their constituents, just like it's about to happen, they're going to lose. I don't understand why they have faith in this court system, knowing.
Listen,
Go ahead.
all three here, and we don't all three. Man, I'm trying to think of the last time all three of us agreed on the issue.
Yeah.
So if we're saying y'all should, if you were going to leave, then stay gone and let them pass it without you even being there. And if they try to say, well, we're going to remove you from office, then let's go to court and we'll fight over it.
We'll fight.
That's what Trump does.
Yeah.
That's what I'm doing.
Yeah.
And I'm fighting Democrats who are doing everything possible to destroy me. But yet, when they have to fight, I'm not going to say it. When the Democrats have to fight a white man, or they roll their ass over. But if you're a minority, they'll try to crush you. I'm not going to say it. That's why I don't belong to the Democratic Party anymore. I see game. So the Democratic Party or the Republican Party can't crush me. Only God can crush me.
Yeah, and that's
So they should have never left. And if they were going to leave, they should have stayed gone. And when they came back, they left that woman, Collier.
Yeah, they left Collier
on that floor by herself, and then one or two came back to help her out. That's some bogus, sexist, weak ass
shit.
If you were going to war, let me tell you about this. If I'm going to war and I'm in the military, I don't want no Democrat in office. I want a Republican.
Yeah.
Even I knew when I was serving, and I came back to Scott Air Force Base, and Clinton was like, "We're gonna draw down the military." I said, "You don't want to do that. If you got somebody willing to die for you, you don't pay them to get out early. You don't draw down your military. I don't care what the Congress is telling you. What kind of nonsense is that? When you got somebody who's willing to fight for you and die for you for a period of time, you keep that person around close to you because you never know what's going to kick off. But these Democrats are so damn weak. In fact, they deserve to lose in 26. One quick thing.
Yeah.
Before you, I'm going to jump you.
I want to come back to that point that you just said about 26. But go ahead.
I'm going to jump you for a second because this is a hard one. So California, Gavin Newsom's going to run for the president.
Sure.
Yeah. So he says, whatever you move, when you move, I move. So they just passed it today. And I guess we're going to have a special election here in November. I have to decide how I'm going to vote about. He says, if you want to redistrict, then we're going to redistrict. You want to gain 5, we'll gain 3. So we'll only be really offset of 2. And we're still going to try to make up that 2. So he's doing it in that state. So then every other state is going to follow. Because I always tell you the leader states are California, Texas, Florida, New York.
Yep.
Those are leader states. So now he's going to try to get it on the ballot for this special election in November. The people here will probably say, yes, let's do a redistrict. And then other states are going to follow suit. So President Trump, you trying to pick up 5 seats in Texas. Did it really work? But the biggest thing is, by you doing that and doing the DC action, guess what you really did? We ain't talking about Jeff no more.
Well, that's not true. That's not true because as of Friday, the Epstein files are supposed to be released. The DOJ is trying to trickle shit out. It was they were actually supposed to be handed over. Today was the suspense date. They're pushing to Friday, so they're ignoring the actual suspense date again because there are no rules for them, and they're going to trickle them out by Friday. But that's
nothing's going to be in there. It's a news dump. Friday's a news dump. Nothing's going to be in there.
It's going to be a bunch of bullshit redacted. It's going to be black marks over everything. But that'll be for next week. That'll be for next week.
Yeah.
That part will be for next week. But dudes, were you about to say something?
Had a couple of things. Now I'm trying to remember what I was about to say. The Epstein files. That's the last thing that came to mind. I'm tired of hearing about the Epstein files, man. Files come out. If they're not doctored, right? If they're not doctored, If his name's not on there, I'm gonna assume that they're doctored, right? I'm gonna be a conspiracy theorist, and I'm flipping sides.
Yeah,
If his
we
name
have.
is on there, he's gonna have some type of defense. My thing is, America is so beholden by these Epstein files. If his name's on there or not, nothing's gonna change. He'll still be in office. He'll still have power. If his name is on there, they're already crafting the narrative that he can issue out to try to save Hyde. He'll lose he'll lose a few, but he's not going to lose his flock. And I think America collectively is putting too much emphasis on this Epstein file, because
Nope.
if it was a silver bullet, as weak as the Democrats are, I think Kobe said it best when he called the Lakers weak as Charmin toilet paper, that practice session, right? So the Dems are acting like weak as Charmin toilet paper. If the Epstein files was a silver bullet, somebody would have got their hands on it and published it, dropped everything, right? Pushed it out. But I think the White House has either an ironclad response or something else. It may not even be ironclad. All he has to do is say something and people will move on.
President, I didn't do
Yeah.
it.
Yeah.
No, I disagree, and I'm gonna tell you why. If he doesn't produce that list of names that Bonnie said she had on her desk, then President Trump, you're no different than any other politician.
What does that
Period.
mean? He's still in office until 28.
It doesn't
so that means
matter.
nothing to me.
The
Well,
base. This is where I support the Republican base, the MAGA base. You told us you was going to get that client list. You're going to get us everything on the alien or on those unidentified flying objects in New Jersey, on Epstein, on Dr. King assassination, the Kennedy assassination, particularly with the son of RFK Jr. being up in there. You better get that stuff out. And you ain't done none of that. You are no different than any other politician. You ain't no businessman. You are not draining the swamp the way you claim. I don't care about the economy. I want to know that you're a man of your word, that on certain things you're going to stand up. And if you got up in the White House and found out that there's people more powerful than you telling you what you're going to do and what you're not going to do, then you're just like anybody else. Period.
That's got to be the
That's what
wildest
MAGA
statement
base-
I've heard in a minute.
Huh?
You say you don't care about the economy, but you
Nope.
want to see if he's a man of his word.
Yep.
But part of his word was based on the economy too.
Right.
9 days.
I'm speaking for the MAGA base right now. They don't allow me.
Oh, okay. I got you.
Yeah, I was waiting. I was
you know
waiting.
what?
For my buddy would
I
hop
think
up.
I think you're speaking for just a fragment of the MAGA base, Rich. I don't think there's a consensus, man. I honestly think that we're putting too much emphasis and wasting time on this Epstein crap. List drops his name's on it. This is Teflon Don we talking about, man. He's beat
It's not the fact that
every
his name may
allegation.
not. It's not the fact that his name may not be on it. It's the fact that all those other people's names are on it, and he's protecting them. So who made the call to you to tell you you're not releasing that, or we coming for you? So you ain't really running the country then. See, the MAGA base has always felt that there's a secret group of people running the country. But with President Trump, that's not the case. He's going to run the country. He's going to represent us. Nobody's going to tell him what to do. Oh, yes, they are. And that's why they're so upset.
And so let me also put this out here. There has been legislation drafted. It started in Utah. It's now there's federal legislation that's being drafted to reduce the age of adulting essentially to 14. Right?
Yeah.
So where a minor, a 14-year-old would be able to have consensual relationships with older with adults. So there's
what about the Me Too movement? Or what about, wait a minute.
We're in the wrong administration for the Me Too movement. That's part of DEIA. You know, so I just wanted to throw that out there in case Americans who are watching did not know that these perverted motherfuckers are literally pushing legislation through the federal system to decrease the age of consent, and they're doing it under the guise of saying, well, a lot of these 14-year-olds are committing crimes, and so we want to try them as adults. That's how they're trying to actually spin.
Now, is that going to work for all 50 states? 14 is consent for sex?
It's going to be federal. It's federal. That part's federal.
So you're saying because, listen to how I say this, these black kids is acting a fool, and we're going to hold them responsible from 14 on up. And since we hold them responsible for crimes, then they can go out and have sex with anybody they want as well.
that's the gist of it. That's how I read it. Now,
That's a smooth hustle. I got to give it to him.
I'll tell you the bedrock of it, and that's because there was a Utah politician whose nephew raped a
Yeah.
young lady, and so they
Yeah.
changed the law in Utah to give him a misdemeanor instead of a felony.
Mhm.
And so, since that was adopted in Utah, it's been pushed and is going to be tried at the federal level as well. So that's part of the movement with the Epstein files as well, because if the law comes out, if it's adopted in September when Congress gets back, if the law is adopted, then anything that happened to those young ladies at the age of 14 can no longer be classified or
No,
called.
it depends when it goes active. Are they gonna make it retro 10 years ago?
He made the one big beautiful bill retroactive. He made shit in the one big beautiful bill retroactive. Of course, it's going to be retroactive. He hasn't been tried under it. So if he's not been tried under it, if he hasn't been convicted, so on and so forth, then that law would now apply to him.
I tell you what.
Or any, and I don't, let me not just say
I'll say this. If they pass this and they make it retroactive, going back 2 or 3 years or 10 years, that's going to sink them. I'm telling you. There's certain things you're not getting out of certain things. I'm just saying this. He may think that his base will never leave him. There are certain things that people will say, hey, you can't abuse children. You can't rape. Well, I guess you can rape women back in the old days and kind of do it now. But you can't hurt kids. You can't hurt the old folks. Because when you go to prison, they say, hey, you violated our criminal conduct.
Yeah.
With the rest of these criminals. So we have to get you away from the general population. Well, that mindset in prison is also on the outside. And that's why they're so upset. That's why that MAGA base, but it ain't just the MAGA base. It's the far left, the Democrats. They want to know too. I'm telling you, this is not going to be.
I guess we're different there, man. I don't think it's going to be. I think it's going to be a big deal. It's going to be a shock moment. It's not going to stop the Donnie train. It's just going to be a hiccup, man. Another bump on the track.
Okay.
So let's pivot back over to Texas. The representative that has been forcibly locked in the state house, who had to negotiate for a bathroom and for food.
Collier.
Sister Nicole Collier. What is that? So let me before and I hate doing this because I usually ask y'all the question, I get your opinions, and then I'll give my answer. But this is what I want to state about that. That's literally a textbook definition of terrorism. That's the textbook definition of terrorism. They are holding this woman against her will because she won't sign a permission slip in order to change a political outcome. That's one of the literal qualifiers for terrorism. They are committing domestic terrorism right in front of our eyes, and no one is saying shit about it.
Because they're listen. They left for 13 days. They should have stayed gone.
Agreed.
Since you don't want to stay gone, then this is what you get when you bring your ass back. You'll get your ass handed to you. I don't have no sympathy for her or the rest of them at all. Even though she does look like Maya, by the way. I'm looking at her picture. So I don't have no sympathy for her. No, I do have sympathy for her that the rest of the Democrats left her by herself. That's some bogus BS. But y'all should have never came back. Y'all should have stayed gone. You should have stayed gone, or you should have never left. I'm sorry. No. So when they say that the Democrats are too weak and they're this and that, let me tell you something. If I'm walking out, I ain't coming back. You ain't gonna take my dignity. Sometimes, I hate to say this, sometimes you either have to be like the most ghetto fabulous or the most dignified black folks, or you have to be like a certain type of white man. You gotta know your value. See, there are certain types of white men, I don't care how dumb they are, I don't care how smart they are, they know they're white, they know they're privileged, and they ain't about to give it up. Because they know the cost that their forefathers paid to get it like that. I ain't mad at them at all. See, I know what my ancestors paid. I know my dignity and worth. You ain't breaking me of mine. I guess you have to chop off my wrists and my feet so I can't run or whatever.
Oh God.
You know, but you're not going to break me.
Me,
Period. And I am not vexatious, and I'm not angry.
What you
I
cooking
hope
up?
they're
not
watching
not
this.
chop off the
I hope
foot.
they're watching.
Not chop off the foot, man. That's God.
They should never. They should have never came back. If you're gonna say you're gonna
They
fight
should have
these,
never came
fight
back.
these Republicans, and we're gonna, fight against racism and discrimination because blacks and Latinos are gonna get discriminated against when they redraw these maps, then stay gone. You just talking like you said about Cory Booker. You just running your mouth. You ain't gonna do nothing.
Mm-hmm.
Go sit your ass down somewhere.
So, but let's address the part about a politician, a person that has been voted on and for, duly elected by her constituents, being locked in the state house. How and why is that not a bigger story than what it is?
Because they don't respect
I
you.
think
And when
I
they
think it's
don't,
I think it's genius, man. Honestly, I think it's that litmus test. They're taking a page from Putin back in 2014, 15, that era when he went into Ukraine and took the Crimea to see what the international stage was going to do. And everybody laid flat. They wrote letters condemning it. They hooped and hollered in the UN while they were sipping their tea. But nobody did anything against Putin. More embargoes, right? He's used to that, right? That
Right.
set the stage for what we have right now, right? So I think it's a play, man. It's like you go into a pool party and you want to dip your toe in the pool just to gauge the temperature. So DC, it's a ploy, right? Him invading DC, doing that before it's a widespread rollout or whatever the next step is. Locking her, you're right. It's terrorism, it's kidnapping. You're holding somebody against their will. She has to negotiate to use a freaking bathroom. Is she under arrest? Is she under arrest? Because that's the only type of circumstance I know where you have to ask to use a freaking bathroom and ask for your daily routine, right? That's
wait a minute.
insane. Is she
Wait a
under
minute.
arrest?
Hold
That
on. Hold on.
and she's
Is she
not. Well,
carrying about?
let me.
I'm sorry.
No, let me finish up with. I think it's a
Okay.
litmus test, man. Hot Wheels Abbott is taking a page out of Trump's book with this. I think I think the next stage of plans he has for Texas is next level, man. Because remember, back a few years ago, he started shipping immigrants out of Texas to other places, right? And
Yeah.
then he said he'll go to other states and do it in their behalf to relocate populations of people to other states.
Yeah.
This is just the next evolution for Hot Wheels, man.
So I don't go ahead, Rich. Go ahead.
Wait a minute. Don't call him Hot Wheels because he's not wheelchair. Don't do that.
Oh, it's funny. Look,
Yeah, I know.
He
but
don't
I know
care
how to
about
make
people.
fun of- Hold on. Just because he wants to act racist or be prejudiced, I'm not going to make fun of his handicap. I will not do that.
I will.
I will make fun of his handicap to his face all day, every day.
No, I
He
won't
is
do it.
beneath. He's beneath that.
No, because I
Now,
know when
people
you
with
talk about us,
handicaps.
it's like, okay.
I ain't talking about people with handicaps. I'm talking about Hot Wheels specifically.
Talking about him directly, not everybody else.
Yeah.
Well, listen to this. Hold on. Wait a minute. Listen to this. When the sister in New Jersey got arrested, that congresswoman, when she got arrested standing by the Newark mayor at that immigrant detention center, she got arrested. She had put her hands on it and she acted all aggressive. And we said, okay, that's a bridge too far. But she is willing to do what she had to do. Okay. Collier, if what they're doing is so egregious, was you willing to be arrested to fight your egregiousness? Was you willing to be like Congressman? Oh gosh, he passed away. Oh gosh, in good trouble. Names are I can't. Get the names
Oh man.
John Lewis.
I know he's
John Lewis. Yes.
John Lewis.
Yeah.
So was you willing to get your head busted open? You were not. See, sometimes you have to really put your ass out there and take the beating.
You know,
for what purpose?
Well,
because that means you're really fighting and you're going to shed your blood for it. Now, when Trump,
But Rich, you see her team though. You see her team.
Right.
Her team ain't up for the game.
Why
would you take the bludgeoning if her team not up for the game?
Sometimes you find out you ain't got no real teammates. When you're on your own, last time I checked, black folks, we've always been on our own. So anytime we get with other people thinking they're gonna back us, are you kidding me? Look where I'm at right now. Are you
But,
kidding me?
but let's take some things in
Uh-uh.
consideration here.
Uh-uh.
I there's multiple things that are actually happening, multiple things that are rolling out of it because it's really no longer about just 5 seats. It's not. It's
Okay.
more so about movement of authoritarianism and
Yes.
happened. What's happened in this fashion also is the Democrats are now spotlighting a hero. They have a hero coming out of this in the form of Gavin Newsom. This has
Mm.
been pushed. I know you want to say no because of the angst that you have with him, but
It's
look,
not
they
just,
they
uh-huh.
found at least one person who's stooping to Trump's level. He's
Uh-huh.
tweeting like Trump.
Uh-huh.
He's acting like Republicans.
Right.
The Republicans don't like it so much that they're talking about it on Fox News, right? They're
People
talking
get,
about needing to act with a sense of decorum and respect.
I'm telling you, when it's all said and done, he ain't got a ground to stand on.
That's I
If he's the one that's going to represent the Democratic Party, they've already lost. I'm telling you this.
listen. So
Telling
let's
you.
go back to 2026, right? Let me pull it back to 2026. When the Texas state Democrats left, my rhetoric was like, yes, because of this and because of the influence and impact that this move is having, they will win the House in 2026. At this point, with the Democrats running back, getting their asses handed back to them, their constituents getting screwed over, right? This has set the Democrats up for failure in 2026. I think the Republicans at this point are actually going to remain the key holders, and we're going to fall further and further into authoritarianism. And it's not just going to be authoritarianism; it's going to be a totalitarianistic form of authoritarianism that's
No,
removing. Listen, these motherfuckers want a king.
no, they
They
don't.
they've been stressing this point. They've
No.
been pushing. They're pushing the Constitution to the side as if it never really mattered.
I can't wait till this man's out of office because some people would say that you're suffering from Trump derangement syndrome. I'm not. I'm
Well,
not
that's
worried about it. I'm not
understand.
worried about it. Listen, as long as we got the CIA and the FBI, he'll be on his way out. I'm
No,
telling you that. I ain't worried.
I'm not. I don't
I'm
want
not
to go
worried at
back
all.
down that route, man. We'll disagree
And
on
hold
that.
on,
But
wait. Here, I'm gonna throw it back at you. If you say, well, hold on, Rich, I ain't suffering from Trump derangement syndrome, then that passion that you're talking, if the Democrat retakes the presidency, I want to see them reverse every single thing times 10 over what President Trump has done. And I guarantee you, they won't do it.
No, they won't because they're cowards and they
Well,
continuously
then
show
why are you supporting them?
how much I don't
no,
support.
they won't have the support.
It
They
won't
won't have the
matter.
support to
It
do that.
does not
That
matter
does
about
matter.
support. No, hold on,
It
Deuce.
does matter about support.
Dude,
Okay,
dude,
hear me.
dude,
All right,
dude.
riddle me this. Why did he not do this during his first term?
Because he did.
Because the people around him would had him shackled. They kept saying, "Don't do this and don't do that." What I'm trying to tell you is this:
That's what I'm
if,
talking
if
about,
you're,
Rich.
if,
A Democratic president's not going to have the support. He's
no,
not going
it
to
doesn't
have
matter. Hold on,
his
wait a minute,
people.
wait a minute. No,
That
that's
does. You just
bullshit.
said it.
You stop being so logical. That's your problem. See, that's why Trump makes a fool out of
Logical.
you.
That's the way you
Hold on,
play the game,
wait.
Rich.
That's why Trump makes a fool out of you. You think so logical. We have to do it like this. We better go back in 13 days and then get
Rich,
your ass
he
handed to
has
you.
his
Then
people
they
in
tell
place
you,
to
bring your
execute
ass
the
back
executive
here.
orders
Wait a minute,
he issues
wait a minute.
out.
Hold
You
on.
said it
He
yourself.
is using your silly, intelligent logic against you. You come back, they'll come back because they're weak.
Rich.
Steve Bannon went on PBS a few months ago, and he was talking a
Yeah.
gang of shit. He said, "You're weak, you're not intelligent, you'll cave every time. You think you're smart, but you're not. And we're gonna keep coming for you and
Oh, that's
breaking your
great,
back."
Rich. Oh,
Because
that's
the
great.
only
But you
way
said it yourself. The reason he couldn't do it his first term is because he didn't have his people. And part of the plan, his hold on, Rich. Part of the plan the second time, the key element was to put loyalists in key positions. Not qualified people, not people who mess with him, loyalists that would do whatever he says. And then Marjorie Taylor Greene said, hey, it's our job as congressional Republicans to do whatever he says. Just roll over and say yes. So he has Congress in place and he has his deputies in place. A
what I'm
Democratic
trying
person coming in will not have that.
hold on. So you already have a defeatist attitude, and that's why that's why the Democrats getting their asses blasted, because of that attitude that you have. See, when you have the right type of attitude, when you have that real military attitude, you say, well, we ain't got enough people to really go over there into this country and blow them up. That's not a winning attitude. When you got it in you, when you got 2 people or 6 people, when you're going to get somebody, you're going to get them.
I
don't know, Rich.
You may not win that first battle. You may not win that second battle. But when they told the enslaved Africans, you'll never, ever have your freedom in this country, they said, you will never lie. So you cannot go into a battle saying,
actually,
strategically, we don't have the funds, we don't have this, we don't have that. You've already lost. You've already conceded. And then you put a Democrat back in the White
Rich,
House.
the Dems have a loss. They lost.
Wait a minute.
They lost.
I'm saying, if this man is so evil and so bad that when they retake the House, when they retake the presidency, and maybe the House in 28 or the Senate, I want to see them go to work. And they're so much of a coward. They're so hawkish. They're so silly. They're so, well, we have to do it like this. What about the gays? What about the blacks? What about the transgendered?
Rich, here's the thing, man. Like, they don't have a heritage foundation. They don't have a Project 2025. They don't have something that they've been, and 2025 is just the latest one, the latest hit that we're talking about. Since Newt Gingrich and before, man, they've been slowly working at this. The Dems don't have a concise, consolidated plan, bro. It's ad hoc.
Because you run off your
Democrat means ad hoc.
The hardcore black Democrats like me who you've run off, yeah, you ain't gonna have nothing no more.
Well, it's
you
not,
don't deserve it anyway, these damn Democrats.
They
when
don't.
you left Texas and said you were fighting for blacks and Latinos, you brought your sorry ass back 13 days later, and then they told you you can't leave out of here without taking your slave paperwork. And then you took the slave paperwork and left the sister there by herself, and then one of y'all went back to help her out. You're punks. You're punks.
And
that's what the Democratic Party is.
So even if they take the presidency, and even if they have both the House and the Senate, they still won't do shit.
Why?
They won't, and I'm agreeing with that, because just like always, they have this fictitious moral platform they continue to try and stand on that nobody gives a shit about, because everybody's getting tired of getting beat up by terror. Look, Nebraska is jacked up right now. Nebraska is asking the federal government for assistance because China has pulled billions of dollars away from their coffers. Nebraska's hurting. And I bet you if the Democrats had an inkling of understanding of how to strategically jump on that, I bet you those folks would say, you know what, look at the Democrats. They're fighting for us. They'll get us something back, but they don't have the tenacity to do it. The Democrats don't stand together on this federal level or the state level. They flake every time. They leave their constituents out there just flailing in the wind.
Let me tell you something.
Hold on. Let me say this also. The current president is running a fucking muck in the White House. They could have stopped this shit in the Senate. If the Democrats would have walked their asses out, they could have stopped all of this.
The U.S. Senate?
Yes. If the Democrats would have walked their asses out of there, they would have stopped all of this from happening. But they do not do it.
Explain that.
So the Senate is different than the House, right? The House, the Republicans in the House have the power to move shit. The Democrats in the Senate and the Republicans in the Senate, they actually have to vote on. They have to have members present to do business. If they're not present, they can't do shit. The Democrats, all of this. Okay. But instead, although I will say this, I appreciated Cory Booker standing on the floor and giving a historic speech. But to y'all's point, that's all it freaking was. It was nothing but words with empty action behind it. They're not willing to fight for their constituencies, from Hakeem Jeffries. At this point, Cory Booker, and the only person that at the federal level can say will at least talk cash shit is Jasmine Crockett. The Democrats.
Hold on, Glass. I would not let you just defecate all over him like that, okay? Because for one, you would not say all of that and not acknowledge the outstanding efforts of the mighty Chuck Schumer. Because you know what he did? He had the big beautiful bill renamed. That's what he made the Republicans do. He said, you know what? I will fight tooth and nail. And they pushed him back. He said, guess what? It's going to be called something else. And that's what he's put his hat on. That's the hill he died on.
I want James to clarify this. You're saying
Chuck
that in the U.S. Senate, if all the Democrats had said we're not going to go to this session, then they're not going to have a quorum to even talk about doing this redistrict down in Texas. Is that what you're saying?
So very similarly, so at the federal level, if the Democrats don't participate in the process, the Senate can't move forward.
So, but the redistrict in Texas, did the U.S. Senate have anything to do with that? I don't think they did.
No. I was just
the big beautiful bill. If they would have walked out, they couldn't have voted on it.
Right. And so
absolutely. Wait, can one of y'all? Well, hey, dudes, can you do the AI and ask?
I only have one screen.
Okay.
I only got one screen right now. The phone.
We'll write it down as a note, and I'll follow up on it.
Yeah.
But what I'm saying, so it's different in Texas. So Texas is a little bit different. The Democrats they broke quorum. They were winning. They were winning the fight. They had it. All they had to do was go the full 12 rounds. But instead, they jumped in there with Mike Tyson. They was like, "Listen, Mike, he looks slow. Let me move in close so he can hit me with a hook." Then they lost power. They lost.
I think it's another ad hoc response. Glass, I don't think they had a step two, man. I don't think they had a step two. They had you in the ring with Mike Tyson. You got your opener. Boom. They ain't have a counter. They didn't plan what to do next.
Well, then
they did it before. They did this action before, but they still went back eventually.
Yeah, but they did it before. But if the initial plan is we getting the hell out of a Dodge, well then when they were all in the same area in Illinois, they were on TV talking about this shit. They should have been having strategy meetings instead of trying to hold a fucking church service.
Well, hold on.
Wait, did they? No, no, they didn't.
Wait. I'm gonna give them a little
church service.
I'm gonna give. Well, no. Because when you're doing a protest, you want all the publicity that you can get. No, under normal circumstances, I would say. Well, I don't want to second guess them on that part. Either stay gone or don't leave. But if you go to these states who are giving you money to fight, okay, I respect that. But you know, Texas is Texas, and they're gonna do every trick in the book. And they may have had the FBI or somebody in Illinois or New York saying, we'll let them go a couple more days and we're going to snatch them and bring them back. We don't know. I'm just saying.
And that's
so
fine.
In that case, if I was a Democrat and I had left Texas, I would have never said where I was at. I would have disappeared.
So there is another sister that has not come back to Texas yet. And that's what she said. She said, I didn't tell anybody where I was because I don't know who's been paid off. So she's not exposing where she.
Great point. So if you have her name, I'll look her up. If you have her name, I'll look her up.
I'll go back and find it. But there are two more representatives that have not come back, but they also haven't said where they are, and they did that on purpose.
See, now here's the funny thing: the Republicans want to say, "Well, Soros is always doing things for the Democrats." Well, if he was always doing things for the Democrats, why didn't he fund them to stay gone forever? Since he's always doing things for the Democrats. This is where you catch people at. You know, where was Soros and the conspiracy?
My thing is, they should take a page from BLM, right? BLM, going back to your whole thing that protests should have publicity. BLM had America by the cajoles, right? Everyone knew about BLM. They didn't have another step. They didn't have a progressive step to go past that phase. And that was part of the reason why they crumbled so quick. So it's the same thing with this movement. Okay, you leave the state to prevent the vote. You have to have another step. And that is what's so infuriating to me. They are trained politicians. Hold up. They are trained politicians who strategize. You're talking about strategy, you're implementing plans on a state level that take years to see the fruition of. And you're telling me you can't execute a proper protest.
See, this is where.
So if you can't do that, how the hell can you run a state?
Hold on a second. This is where your intelligence fails you.
Damn.
This is where your intelligence fails you.
You said it twice. That's because I got this Alabama shirt on, huh?
This is how I would put it to you. Check this out. Check this out. I said either stay and vote no, or leave and don't ever come back. You don't need a plan B. Until they change their tune, you don't change anything. You just say defiant. So when they told the South, well, you lost the Civil War, we ain't giving these black folks nothing. Period. Ever. Not now.
I
not
totally disagree, man. You need a plan B because the messaging. Like,
your
I didn't
plan
know
B
that they
is
had
unity.
a church service.
Your plan
Great.
B is unity.
No, unity they didn't have.
Well, then you don't need no plan B. If you don't have unity, plan A, plan B, plan C don't mean a damn thing. So they should have never left, like I said. So you walked right into that trap. There you go. You walked right into. They should have kept their ass there. And
No, it's part. Rich, I'm saying it's part of the plan. You have
Right.
to have stages, steps in the plan. Staying gone for a limited amount of time is not a plan. Because something happens at a certain amount of time. I don't know what that is. But X amount of time, something happens.
That's not Deuce.
I don't know. What I'm saying is, I don't know, Rich. What I'm saying is, they didn't have a step 2. And that's obvious.
Listen, the plan is to lead and not give them a quorum to conduct business. The Republican plan is we're going to.
How long can they stay gone?
As long as it takes. But the Republicans
we don't know that.
But hold on. Yes, the hell they knew. The Republicans knew that. They said they're weak. We'll put out a warrant west, and that'll scare them. And the Democrats are scary. And Steve Bannon's gone on PBS and already said how scary they are. And Steve Bannon talking all that shit. But hold on. Here, check this out. When they told Steve Bannon, we want you to come up here and testify and give us this information, he said, I ain't giving y'all a damn thing. And they said, if you don't come up here, we'll put you in federal penitentiary. He said, go ahead. That's a real white man for you. Go ahead.
So this is what I do agree with Deuce on. If you don't, first off, if you don't have the backing of the full entire group, regardless of the plans that are made by the few, everything's going to fold, right? The head of the Democrats in Texas, Representative Gene Wu, he didn't have anything to do. No, hold on, I'll pull it back up. But they didn't have. I'm not talking about Dallas. I'm not talking about Dallas representative. But they did not have a concrete plan. So what I was saying is, so step 1 is to leave. Step 2, instead of just jumping out there in public and saying we're going to be gone and we ain't coming back, and by the help of God, we just gonna get this done. And MLK said, and all this other bullshit. They should have been strategizing. Propaganda is a good thing if you know how to use it properly.
You're correct.
Yes.
Jinwoo. So what they did is they failed. They did a lot of lip service, and then a couple of days they said we're going let's just go back and bend over.
Because they didn't keep it simple.
No, it's not even that they didn't keep it simple. They don't support each other. They don't support each other. I get, just like when President Trump was the candidate the first time, and he said that he could go out on in Fifth Avenue and shoot somebody and he'd still win. Then he was right, because that party would still support him regardless. The Epstein stuff, they know he wrong. They know he wrong to the point that they didn't close Congress down.
No, hold on. Wait a minute.
Yeah.
They don't look. We don't know if he was part of that. All we know is somebody high up is part of that, and they don't want their names out. That's everybody knows.
This is what when
the way, but Glass is saying that they're standing together on that. They have a plan and they're sticking to it.
Yeah, MAGA Mike Johnson decided to close Congress early. He put their asses on recess in order to make sure they can figure something out.
I want y'all to think about something.
Yeah.
Because, I haven't made nothing really racial tonight. You talk about Cory Booker. Okay. You talk about Hakeem Jeffries. Okay. Maxine Waters, the Honorable Maxine Waters. Jasmine Crockett is bringing it. She's bringing it. Is she truly sincere, 1,000% like me? No, but she's still bringing it. Now, the African, Oman, up there in Minnesota.
Oh yeah, Minnesota.
No, she's serious. And then the other lady up there in Michigan, the Indian lady, Jamela or whatever, the congresswoman.
Yeah.
No, they're serious. They're not playing. They're not playing. So a lot of times when I see these African American so-called leaders, they're not leaders. You're looking at a leader right in front of you. You're looking at the person who got removed from office, a person who's fighting on his own, using his own money and time with no money that he has, fighting the Democratic machine in the state of California. And they have tried to buckle me, make me shut up, and I'm fighting with everything I have. That's what a real leader is. You don't have real leaders in Congress because once you taking money from lobbyists, you're gone. Your soul is sold. And so you don't need a plan because regardless of your so-called logical plan, if the lobbyists, if the people in power say, we don't care about your plan, this is what you're doing, that's what you're doing. So they don't need a plan. They do as they're told. I don't do as I'm told. And I can easily recognize somebody that's doing as they are told to do. And they were told, we don't know who, ironically, to bring their asses back to Texas. Now, them two that stayed out.
Rich, what you're saying doesn't make Rich, what you're saying doesn't make any sense, man. The party that had a plan won. The party that didn't have a plan lost.
No,
So
that's the
obviously,
illusion.
having a plan,
No, that's the
sticking
illusion.
to it with unity has an effect. I'm not saying it's always a
Wait a
difference
minute.
maker,
Wait,
but it's definitely a variable that you need to have, man. You
hold
should
on. If we're going
the
to
party that
leave,
had a plan won,
you know what, Bruce?
and you're
I can
saying that
see,
not to
I can
have a
see,
plan.
I can see how the powers that be can easily manipulate you. All they gotta do is show you some numbers and a couple of plans, and you'll be hoodwinked. You'll be hoodwinked because you're going
Now you're jumping over the statement I just said. Having a
no
plan
because
is
you're
not the
going
end all
because
be all, but
no
having a
because
plan is a variable. I know I said that a few minutes
right.
ago, but what you're
Well,
saying is
right.
having a plan is not important. But when you look at it
No, that's
on a
not what I
surface
said.
level,
What I
one
said
party
is you're
had a
going off.
plan, one party didn't,
No,
and one party still on the
That's the
sidelines.
illusion. That's the illusion.
It's no
See,
illusions,
you're under
man.
the
Project
you're under
2025 is a whole
no
plan.
no 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 no. That's all game.
That's not a
See,
plan.
they put all that stuff out there so they can get gullible people like you. I know better. You can have all the plans that you want. It
But
would
they've
never
done
work.
everything that's in the game plan.
No, because if they would have never came back, they would have never got their quorum. Now, Jay Glass just told you this
I'm
shit.
not
But
talking
somehow,
about the Texas. I'm not talking about the Texas thing. I'm talking about the Democrats as a whole. But
Yeah.
it's funny
the
you bring
Texas,
them up
wait a
because
minute, wait a
it's
minute.
the
The
same
Texas
narrative. They don't
Democrats
have a
is a
plan.
symbol. The Texas Democrats is a symbol of the Democrats of the whole because they were getting support from all national Democrats, Mr. Deuce. Okay? So
No,
once
they
again,
don't have a. They didn't have a plan, Rich.
no, their plan was with the support of the national Democrats. So when you tell me the Texas
To do
Democrats
what?
didn't have a plan,
They didn't. It's
because
obvious.
they broke their plan. When they left, their plan was to not give them a quorum. They should have stayed unified, but they brought their asses back because somebody said come back, and nobody knows who that is. Because if you had that type of information, then you would see who's really running the Democratic Party.
Yeah, and I think that's an issue because they will not say who said, "Oh, let's go back." They won't say
They're
it.
bought off.
But
who cares? So who cares about your vote when your representative?
It wasn't. I don't think it was a Democratic. I don't think it was a Democratic Party member.
I'm going to blame it. I'm going to blame it on the head of the Democratic Party in Texas, Representative Gene Wu. That's who gets this blame. That's his party.
Yes, I agree with the blame.
He should have been in front of that saying, hey, y'all go over here and start looking at this law so we can figure this out. Y'all need to be in front of TV for a little while longer.
Yes.
We're going to start switching people out. Somebody come home, somebody go back out of town. We ain't finna be here. But they did not know how to do simple shit like that. They deserve to have their asses handed to them. And which I hope these Republicans turn their asses every which way but loose. I hope they wear their asses out. I hope they redistrict Texas so bad that they don't know that they never get their asses back in office for at least 10 years because they deserve it for being weak.
I saw the picture of the current and their projected. It didn't look much different. It really didn't. It
so
a couple seats. Five seats maybe at the most, but it didn't look much different. I saw that on News Nation tonight.
The difference in the shift is how people will vote, and as well as constituency representation. So
and when I'm telling you, when you look at the picture,
I agree, and that's because they've got they were talking a lot. Go ahead, Deuce.
Well, I was gonna say you gotta look at the population distribution in Texas. Okay,
yeah.
The black population is concentrated in the cities. That's it. There's not a huge black population on the outskirts of Texas. So, to Richard's point, that's why the map won't look different. But
Right.
the key spots where it is different at are black and Hispanic strongholds, and they're
Right.
breaking that up.
That's fair.
Yeah.
And so one of the examples about the line is in Arlington, where the stadium, the Cowboy Stadium, is. It's literally separating the stadium and the parking lot. The parking lot is in one district and the stadium is in another. And that shit was done. I used to live in that area. this is I lived in Plano and I lived in Fort Worth. And I used to be in Dallas frequently. I am very familiar with the lay of the land out in that area. And so, yeah, the way that they've redistricted is that it does a disservice to the black and brown bases, and it removes their actual power and it gives it to more rural, right-leaning people. So their votes won't count. So the representation that they're getting is going to be vastly different. And it's going to be crazy because a representative who is generally pushing for the betterment of farmers in Texas is not going to be the same type of constituent or not constituent, the same type of representative for people who are working in Dallas and live in Dallas.
It does. Listen.
Yeah, that's what they've done.
I'm gonna be very calm when I say this.
All right.
You're starting out.
I said, if a Democrat wins the presidency in 28 and they take the House or the Senate,
They ain't gonna do shit.
then who cares what they do now? Who if the Republicans run through and do all this crazy stuff, who cares? I don't care.
It's become
You forget. I care because it's affecting all of us.
No, it ain't affecting me.
It
Actually,
will
it's gonna
affect
help
you.
me.
Prices.
No, it won't. I'm gonna be just fine.
Oh.
This does not
Okay.
affect me at all in my mindset.
I'm gonna write this down in my journal.
Yeah, please do.
We're gonna revisit this
In fact,
after August the 30th.
I want President Trump to come to California and wreak havoc, because then I know my court case will be heard correctly.
Newsom ain't gonna.
I could care less.
That
what he
doesn't
does.
mean that.
He
He doesn't even like unions, Rich.
Wait a minute,
He
hold
doesn't
on.
like unions because his
No, because
homies
I
don't
haven't-
like unions. So your
Dude,
court case would not be heard
No,
at all.
You're wrong. You're dead wrong.
He's gonna hear you like Helen Keller can hear you.
You're dead wrong. Just like when they said he was so racist, then he let black folks out of prison early. So y'all
I
think
ain't talking
y'all
about
think-
racism, bro. We know he does not like unions.
Hold on a second.
The way that
Yeah.
DJ Khaled doesn't like his own people is the way
No,
Trump does not
no.
like unions.
No, because I haven't had a chance to talk to Steve Bannon. Because if I had a chance to talk to Steve Bannon,
Steve ain't
Trump would talk to me.
Steve ain't gonna
He ain't gonna help you.
You don't know that. See, that's the attitude people have. Well, you ain't gonna get that, and you ain't gonna. See, that's why I'm glad I left St. Louis. See, I don't have that negative ass. Well, I sure can't do nothing.
to tag Steve Bannon.
Ain't nobody saying
no,
you can't,
no,
Rich.
no,
You're just using the
no.
wrong. You're
See,
picking the
I have
wrong
a
people on
positive-
your team.
I have a positive mindset. I'm no longer in the state of Missouri.
Having a
Missouri, the South. See, I don't have that type of attitude.
it doesn't negate fact though.
No, that's
It
not true. You don't
Thank
know
you.
that. You don't know for sure. If I met President Trump tomorrow, what could happen? You
It
don't
doesn't
know that.
negate fact. It doesn't negate behavior. If a
I can't
mother
wait. You know what? I cannot wait to be reinstated. Because when I'm reinstated and all this stuff and I'm manifesting, woo! I'm
Nah,
manifesting.
Rich, don't check.
I
Don't
need
move the
no promotional
goalposts.
video. I don't need no inspirational video. I'm manifesting.
listen, if a person tells you Smithsonian, take that out of take that out of take that history out, take that Black history out, because slavery
Yep.
couldn't be that bad.
Yep.
Right?
I'm not surprised at all. Because with
Person
all
also
those black
tells you, if a person also tells you we're about to go and send the National Guard into this area because crime is getting too bad.
Yeah.
And then he's negating the fact again that red states have higher crime levels than blue states, generally speaking. Right? We looked that up.
But factually, because it's a federal area, he can do that. He can't go into the rest states.
I'm not negating that. I'm not negating that. That I agree with you on that. However, because the red states could have also volunteered for this type of this type of movement.
Right.
If they're putting all of this information into place and putting that stuff into place, if this is what I'll say, because I can't directly call them racist because I don't know them personally. What I will say, however, is if you aren't able to add, he had to drop his phone started messing up, his reception got weak. If you're not able to be used, they're not going to talk to you. If you're not, and then as soon as they finish using you, they're going to toss you away.
So wait a minute. That doesn't matter to me. You know why? Because that works both ways with the Democrats and Republicans. I've been used by the Democrats too. So that doesn't, I could care less about that. Here's what I'm trying to say. When all those black prosecuting attorneys, starting with TX Dems, was trying to put him in jail, and he won the election, and all the other black folks talking about, I need my slave reparations. This is your payback.
Oh,
so shut your mouth. Not you, but shut your mouth. Shut your mouth and take this ass kicking like a man or a woman or they, them, he, she. However you want to classify yourself, but take this ass kicking, black folks. Stop trying. So if he said all this black history stuff in the buildings, I'm going to take all this out. If I could ship some of you black folks back to Africa, I would. Just accept it. Just accept it. Because when you were trying to put that man in prison and doing all that crazy stuff, doing the work of, quote, the white establishment, they were hiding behind you while you did all their dirty work, then this is the payback that you get. Suck it up and get over it.
Which is a crazy point, because before the current president got in office, you heard a lot of people essentially, and especially President Trump, pointing a finger saying that the Biden administration is engaging and employing the DOJ to do their bidding. I'm not saying they were right or wrong, right? What I am saying is I'm sick of all of their asses. I'm sick of every last one of them. And the reason why I'm sick of them is because this has become such a reality TV show that all of these bastards have forgotten that there are real people living that are being affected by this. He's taking homeless people and getting ready to put them in camps. These are real life situations to a freaking billionaire and his cronies reality TV show.
But I asked you at the very beginning, I asked you in the middle, if the Democrats take back the presidency and then one of the two houses, will they swing back times 10?
They won't.
So what? Who cares what Trump does? Because if you show me somebody that's going to get in there and all the things that you say he did so wrong, are they going to completely reverse it times 10? Because that's what he's trying to do. He's trying to go get in there and do all the things he wanted to do the first time times 10. That's what he's doing.
And that's part of the problem. That's what I'm saying about the Democrats, right? And that's that they've somebody's got to get a pair in that whole party. Somebody's got to get a pair.
You need a third party.
I agree with that, but that we know that ain't gonna happen.
Well, wait, hold on a second. I'm so tired when people say, "Well, you know that ain't gonna happen." How do I know what the hell ain't gonna happen? I was told growing up I wasn't gonna make shit of myself.
Show me.
Here I am.
Happen.
So when people say, "Oh, y'all can't do this and y'all can't do that," "Oh, Shedeur Sanders, you won't get drafted. You ain't gonna do this. You ain't gonna do that." How many times have black folks been told what they couldn't do and they had to go above?
Show me in the American political stratosphere when a person who wasn't backed by a millionaire or a billionaire was able to make something like that happen.
Well, in the athletic field, you don't need that. But in the political field, yes, you make a great point. But here's what I will say. I do believe that AOC ran on her own. Now, did she get a lot of lobbyist money? She claims she didn't the first time she got to Congress.
We don't know.
Okay. Now, there was a guy in New Jersey that ran from his garage. So you said, well, those are outliers, Richard. You're right. Those are outliers. But if once you give up hope, this is what you have when we tell other brothers and sisters in the community. Once you give up hope, it's over. You got to always somehow maintain hope to strive for a better tomorrow. Yeah, and if Americans as a whole,
I don't disagree with that. And it's not that I'm giving up hope, right? Do I hope that there's a third party that actually comes in and actually begins to do right by we the people? Absolutely. Absolutely. Unfortunately, the Republican Party and the Democratic Party have the money so tied up and this thing is so sealed tight that we the people, we can't make it in the system edgewise.
That's not true.
It's
Because
hard.
a third party can run with no money as long as enough people vote for that person.
Sure.
Of those people, you can overrun the system. Because
can.
that's how I got in. I had to self-fund myself. I didn't have the system supporting me.
You can't.
Well, you saw what happened. They ran me out, but I'm still fighting. I'm still fighting. And I may lose long term.
Sure.
But you know what? I ain't lost anything. I ran, I won, honestly. I stayed true to my platform. I never sold out. I didn't sell out black folks. I didn't sell out white folks. I didn't sell out Mexicans or the transgender or the rest of the gay community. I didn't sell out nobody in my union. I fought Gavin Newsom. So it can be done. The key is, are you willing to die for it?
I agree with that.
Now, I said I was willing to die to be the president. Am I still willing to die now? Am I still willing to take a bullet now? I'll take the bullet as long as the people get paid. Get me up out of here. Let me get to heaven. Then I can see Kat and I can see the rest of my family. I'm good.
Right. And the issue that I think Americans are having is just before you can actually get up and do something, you've got to kind of start licking your wounds. And the reason why we don't have a third party is because the average person is still licking their wounds from getting beat up by both parties, right? Not only are we getting beat up by both parties physically, it's mentally also. Because 1 second our taxes are supposed to assist us. The next minute, everybody's taxes are breaking them and the middle class is shrinking. 1 minute, groceries, we can afford stuff. The next minute, we're not able to afford bacon and eggs, like Zoe was saying last week. And so this two-party system, I want it to go away. It has to be something different.
Listen, as long as people keep talking about money and this and that, then money will always be an excuse. Because money, you never have, for most of us, we'll never have quite enough money as we want. If you ask someone, hey, I want you to stop going out, stop eating out so much. I want you to become financially disciplined. You don't have to put money in the stock market, but I want you to eliminate all your debt and never carry debt again. You're stuck on stupid.
Yeah.
You're stuck on stupid.
I agree.
And so as long as you live in debt, then you'll go for the dumb stuff. And then if you don't live in debt and you're really smart like Deuce and yourself, then you'll be in management.
I don't want.
Well, G7, G8, that's management, baby.
It is.
Senior, not middle, senior management.
Yeah.
So, when you get to that type of level, you have an elevation. And you're looking down at these others saying, hey, you ain't cutting the grade. You got to do this, you got to do that, blah, 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 blah. And so you somehow have to still maintain your decorum while leading people who lack the discipline. And that's what you have in this country. People who lack the discipline. You can tell somebody the truth and they'll still ignore you. It doesn't even matter. So the truth no longer applies in this country.
I told you, I've been saying that.
Yeah, that's true. It's all about how you deliver your sales pitch. Yeah. But you don't need. Here's the one thing I will say. Yeah, you need money to run, but with social media,
that's good.
Some of these young people, they're selling their bodies and doing all this sexual stuff. But they're not going through porno companies. They're doing it all on their own.
Yeah. That's
25, 30 years ago, someone would have said, you can't be taking off your clothes and getting paid. You got to go with this porn company. Then they're going to dictate the pace. Now you dictate the pace. I'll take them off when I'm wild out. Ain't nobody telling me nothing.
Yeah, that's
so if you can do that with TikTok and through social media, selling your body, then there's got to be the way to overcome the U.S. government. Now, but you have to be willing to die for it. So if you have 100 people trying to do that, about 20 of them are going to get shot. And then the other 80 say, oh, man, I don't know.
All it
I'll
takes
skip this bullet. Because that's what they did to AOC. When she was part of that little hardcore group, they pulled her away.
Yeah.
I saw that.
Yep.
Because the other ones, they hardcore. They ain't. So you can get mad at them. You can get mad at the hardcore MAGA Republicans.
I get upset with Americans. I'm upset with Americans because and y'all said this, and I keep having to eat this. Golly, the level of stupidity, the level of stupid that lives in America is absolutely amazing. It's amazing, and it's heartbreaking. It's heart wrenching, uh, because people are really just tuned out to wanting to actually be a different type of intelligent. Right? They don't like people. People like staying in echo chambers. People like going for Democrats and Republicans, and thinking that these guys, like, I'm on this side, I'm a blood or I'm a crip. Nah, like they said this is. But again, I eat my words because I keep forgetting that the general public is not a smart entity in and of itself. You would think that the individual is intelligent, but in this day and age, you can't even go off of that anymore.
Can you imagine if people came together and voted for a third party, and they did it in such a way that it was so over-alarming, and not just in 26 in the midterms where they would take the whole House, they'd have to come back in 28 and take the presidency and a third of the Senate, and then wait, I think, 2 more years, maintain the House and get the rest of the Senate. So it would take you 2, 4, about 6 years of trying to stay alive.
Same.
That's the catcher. Can you
Yes,
stay
yes.
alive for 6 years, disrupting the status quo?
Right. Somebody.
What's going on?
But we gotta move into final thoughts. I'll let you hit your final thoughts. I thought Deuce was gonna be able to make it back, but again,
So I'll
my
make
man,
mine quick. Tonight, I didn't know if we'd be able to get this done. I'm sorry the Texas Democrats don't have enough gusto, but they're a symbol of the larger problem of the Democratic Party. If you say you're going to be tough, don't you never give in. Don't you never concede. Don't you never concede. And sometimes you got to be wrong to be right. So it's a shame with this gerrymandering. I hear here in California, it's going to be a special election. Maybe it passes, maybe it doesn't. If you're wondering how I'm going to vote on this special election about doing redistricting, even though it's not the 10-year census, when I take the vote, I will photocopy it and I'll put it on here and let you know what I did. But the righteousness in me says, just because somebody's doing something wrong in one state doesn't mean you follow suit in another state. So you can't take the righteous moral high ground and say, well, President Trump's wrong. But yet, when he became wrong, you did wrong too. And the only last time I've ever seen where two wrongs make it right is when they're multiplied together. Two negatives.
So, hey,
I'm done.
that's American politics summed up. So I did a lot of cussing. I gotta stop cussing. I don't know.
Well, hold on. Maybe you're the next Joe Rogan.
No.
He does what he wants to do.
That's true. That's true.
I don't think cursing matters anymore in America. It doesn't.
I mean, when you got, again, the president of the United States saying the Epstein hoax is bullshit, it kind of loses its sting.
Well, and President Biden called somebody a son of a bitch.
Yeah, thank you. Yeah,
and then
you're right. Yeah,
we're in a whole new way of doing things.
We are, but that doesn't mean that I have to lose my standards or be as flippant with at the mouth. I can still maintain. I can have an intelligent conversation without cussing. It's just fun sometimes. Some nights they get it. Some nights I'll have to cuss. But generally speaking, I'll do a bit better job of cleaning that up. So,
and we didn't talk about Stephen Miller, so you didn't have to cuss tonight.
I know, right?
when you bring up Stephen Miller, I'm gonna bring up Gavin Newsom, and then we go tip for tap.
Yeah, guys.
I'm stacking up my stuff on Gavin Newsom. You just don't know.
My final thoughts are easy. Listen, we got this merch getting pushed out. Go to the Family Bloodline on Instagram or on Facebook to get the price. It's a very easy thing. As a matter of fact, if I'll pull it up later. But if you want a T-shirt or a hoodie and you need the prices, do me a solid. All you got to do is something really simple. Just hit us up at fblpodcast@gmail.com. And I will send you all the details. Let me know what colors you want, what sizes you need. Give me your address so I can pack and ship it. You can also hit the Cash App, right? Because the orders will be processed directly after you hit the Cash App, and you push that through. Your orders will get processed, and I'll send your stuff priority mail, and you will be looking fresh to death in your family bloodline podcast merchandise. Go get it. We got the hats coming soon. I'm working some stuff out in the background for hats as well. But yeah, we're pushing the line. We're pushing the line. So quite honestly, those are my final thoughts. I'm pushing this merch. I'm pushing the brand. We got a lot of exciting things coming up for the podcast on Wednesdays and Thursdays, some extra things on Fridays. We're going to be looking at highlighting some restaurants and some breweries, microbreweries, all of that. It's all coming. More artists. Yeah, we finna get around. But Wednesdays, we're going to keep it just like this, spicy and hot. Spicy and hot. You never know what you're going to get from us on a Wednesday when we talking politics. I wish Deuce was able to stay on with us, but again, he chose to live where he wanted to live. So California traffic is that's to kill you. Yeah, California traffic will kill you. That's what I say about that.
Rough.
Yeah.
Couldn't hear y'all.
So
and he couldn't hear y'all.
Yeah, he couldn't hear us. His signal dropped. But with that being said, as always, you could have been anywhere else in the world. You decided to hang out with us. Since you're hanging out with us, go on to YouTube. Make sure you like and subscribe to the YouTube channel. And send us any questions, comments, or concerns that you might have. With that being said, thank y'all for hanging out. God bless and good night.
Night.